Podcast Network Asia.
A guy left him hanging. Thank you so much for all your support.
Isa na namang episode ng The Major Podcast. Pangarap maging beauty queen ni Eunice, pero napipressure siya sa standards ng iba. You can also watch this episode on my official YouTube channel. At dahil wala ho ngayon si Jet, si Daniel ho ang ating papel boy. Daniel, si Daniel ho, intern natin to. So, sasamahan tayo ni Daniel in our next 2 episodes. Hi Daniel, thank you. Ay, may pa-wave si Daniel. Hello daw po sa inyong lahat. Alright, let's read this letter. Hey Ate V, my name is Eunice. I learned about your podcast and one of your Instagram posts. Needless to say, I'm a fan. Thank you, Eunice. So, if you ever get to read this letter, I'd be very happy. You're one of my role models since I was in grade 3. Na-inspire kasi ako sa humble beginnings mo. From being a farm girl to becoming an academic achiever and a beauty queen. Nakakahiyamang sabihin, pangarap ko ring maging beauty queen. Madalas ini-imagine kong rumarampa ako sa Binibining Pilipinas or Miss Universe stage. It's the ultimate dream. But there's something holding me back, Ate V. I don't feel like I fit in sa beauty standards ng society. O yung tinatawag nila sa pageant community na prototype or mold. But people in school always tell me that I should give it a try. Pero wala akong lakas ng loob. I don't have much resources to. Wala akong magagarang damit at sapatos at wala akong budget para mag-hire ng glam team. Kaya minsan, iniisip ko na lang, baka hindi para sa akin ang pangarap na to. But I hope you can give me some advice on how I can achieve my greatest dream. Yours truly, Eunice. Eunice. Thank you so much for sending this letter to us. Alam mo, reading your letter, it reminds me of how I started also in my pageantry and in my dream to become a beauty queen. Naalala ko, Eunice, yung unang-unang pageant na sinalihan ko. I was in grade 5. So, kung grade 3 ka, nung na-inspire ka, grade 5 naman ako nung nagsimula akong mag-pageant. But I really appreciate this, that you shared your story. One of the things that I also want to share to you is we are entitled to our own dreams and aspirations. And people who have dreams have vision. So aim high at wag kang mahihiyang mangarap. Sabi mo sa letter mo, nakakahiyamang sabihin pero pangarap kong maging beauty queen. Alam mo, walang nakakahiya doon sa pangarap mo, Eunice. But when we talk about our dreams, Eunice, we should also be ready to count the cost or whatever it takes to make that dream a reality. Kasi minsan, alam mo yung masyado tayong focus dun sa inaasahan nating success, but we forget that there's also a hard part. And of course, the sacrifice that it entails. Yung hard work, yung test of patience, yung risk of failure. Kasi kung iisipin natin yung mga tao na nilolook up natin, siguro sa ngayon makikita natin na oo, successful sila, nandun na sila sa area na gusto nilang ma-achieve, pero marami rin silang pinagdaanan na hirap bago nila narating yung tagumpay na inaasahan nila or inaasam nila. And I remember Pia Wurtzbach joined 3 times in Binibini bago siya talaga nanalo ng Miss Universe. I joined a lot of beauty pageants in the province. Nakasampu ata ako, Eunice, bago ko umabot sa Binibini at eventually sa Miss Universe. So maybe that's something that we can also think about. Also, to prepare ourselves in reaching our dreams, una sa lahat, it's important to have faith. dapat naniniwala ka sa possibilities. Kapag may cloud of doubt ka, it will affect your outlook in life. Faith is important. And what you believe in matters. Pero siguro important din, Eunice, that your faith is anchored on the right foundation. Kasi mahirap yon kung hindi nakaangkla sa tamang pundasyon yung paniniwala natin. But aside from having faith, we should also be grounded to the facts of life. Dapat alam natin, ano ba yung roadblocks na kailangan nating harapin? What are the things that I need to work on? Ano ba yung assignment ko? Ano ba yung homework ko? You've mentioned in your letter, Eunice, na one thing that's holding you back is the pressure of conforming to society's beauty standards. That's a hard thing to go through. And sa tingin ko, Eunice, hindi lang ikaw yung nakakaramdam ng ganito. I've even talked to some of the ladies who are candidates of some pageants. Alam mo, ganito rin yung pakiramdam nila. And I just want to take this time to maybe talk a bit about this and to maybe talk to the pageant community. Sa lahat ho sa atin na mga supporters ng beauty pageants, please take it easy on the girls. Take it easy on the girls. Yes, we've earned the sash factor. We've become a powerhouse, so to speak. But let's be kinder. Let's be kinder. It's a tough competition and there's just one crown. But allow the girls to celebrate their uniqueness. Alam nyo, yung mga babae minsan hindi na ho nila na-enjoy yung journey nila. Kasi dahil dun sa pressure na nakaatang sa kanila. So, hindi na nila masyado na-enjoy yung journey nila. Allow them to enjoy the journey. Sometimes, we're taking the competition too seriously that we forget beauty queens are imperfect human beings. Nakakalimutan ho natin yon. And when we force fit women into a mold or a prototype, it's not very empowering. It goes against what pageants are supposed to be, a platform that inspires and empowers women. Kaya tigil-tigilan na ho natin ang pambabash. Okay lang ho ba? At saka, minsan, ang nakakalungkot that we say we support one candidate. But then, the way we support that candidate is we bash other candidates. Yung mga yan, magkakaibigan yan. They're sisters. And so, anong mararamdaman ng kandidata kung sinusuportahan niyo siya, pero yung ibang girls, na kaibigan nila, binabash natin? Again, that's not very kind and that's not very empowering. So, let's go back to the story of Eunice. Eunice, don't let society's beauty standard define your worth. Okay? Yes, may qualifications at requirements ang mga pageant, and you can work on that later. But at the very core, appreciate your own beauty. Okay? Self-worth is very important. And ano man yung pangarap mo sa buhay, ano man yung gusto mong maabot sa buhay, it's important that you value yourself. And that's very crucial. Because it can either limit you or help you maximize your full potential. Tandaan mo yun, Eunice. And about having limited resources, alam mo, huwag kang mag-alala dyan. Kasi sa totoo lang, ganyan din naman ako, Eunice, nung nag-start ako, nanghihiram lang ako ng mga damit, nakikitira lang sa mga tao. Pero wala rin akong glam team at that time. But you know, may mga taong may mabubuting puso na pag nakita nila yung potential mo, willing talaga sila to help. So I hope that you will see that in the future as well. Magsimula ka muna sa maliit, Eunice. You can, join in maybe school competitions or maybe in your community, if there are community pageants. Just test the waters. I think important yun. So strive for excellence along the way. If this is really your destiny, makikita mo yon. Makikita mo na yung opportunities lalapit sa'yo at kahit yung mga taong gustong tumulong sa'yo, lalapit din sila sa'yo along the process. But thank you for sharing your dreams. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Sobrang na-appreciate namin tong letter mo na to, Eunice. So, 3 things to learn from this episode. Siguro una ho, sa mga nakikinig sa atin, and especially to those of you na may mga pangarap sa buhay, this is for maybe the first thing that I can share. Have a vision because it produces passion. Dream big. There's nothing wrong with it. Your vision is your North Star to success. It's easier to work your way up when you have a clear goal. Pero pag hindi mo alam kung anong gusto mo sa buhay, talagang malilito ka at mapipressure ka. Kasi kung anong sasabihin sa'yo ng tao, ang tendency ay yun ang gusto mong gawin. Because you yourself, you do not know what you want. Second, count the cost to achieve your dream. Hindi tayo maitatawid lang ng fighting spirit, guys. Okay? Hindi sapat ang fighting spirit. We need to have a clear grasp of what it takes to achieve our dreams. It needs preparation. It needs planning. Some people wing it, yes, pero mas masarap ang tagumpay kapag pinaghihirapan. Tandaan niyo ho yun. And finally, be patient to start small. It's usually in our humble beginnings where we figure out what works and what doesn't work. So, habang tumatagal, mas ma-enjoy natin yung pangarap natin, mas nag-e-evolve din yung pangarap natin, at mas lumilinaw yung destiny natin. Start small. And before you know it, ang layo na pala ng narating mo. So before we go, I just want to say hi to all the candidates of Miss Universe Philippines. I spoke there last week about communicating their core values to their fan base. Alam niyo ho, sobrang na-enjoy ko yun. Akala ko ako lang yung mag-share ng mga natutunan ko sa buhay, but I also learned a lot of things from them. And I made new friends. So hello and shout out to all my new friends there. I also want to say hi to one of our YouTube viewers. Her name is Char. Char ho ang pangalan niya. Sabi ni Char, there is so much to learn from your podcast. Thank you for sharing what you learn from the Bible, and I can relate. Thank you so much, Char. Thank you, and keep sharing this podcast to your friends, please. Once again, this is your Ate V, always here to listen and to think things through with you. Till the next episode of the Major Podcast with Venus Ra.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.